if you're new to Chatz with Charnie, welcome. It's so good to have you here. Please click on the subscribe button. If you want to know about any of the new videos that I'm going to post in a couple of weeks, click the notifications button and enjoy the videos. To those of you who are return visitors, thank you so much for always supporting Chatz with Charnie. I really appreciate it. So today we're going to be discussing solo traveling, specifically traveling as a female abroad, and just going into the safety precautions I take, the countries that I've been to, cities that I've been to, as well as how to take pictures of yourself or have somebody take pictures of you without feeling awkward or always being in the position. So stay tuned, and I really hope that this video also motivates you to go out and travel on your own. Enjoy. Where have I been to? So I've been to Italy on my own. I've been to Milan, Lake Como and Venice, which was a dream come true. Then I went to Spain, where I went to Barcelona and Palma. Palma's like an island just outside of Spain, but part of the Spanish islands. I have a bit of memorable stories relating to both, which I'll show in future videos. But yeah, awesome experience, and Palma's definitely one of my top favorites. Then I've been to Amsterdam, where I literally was only there for 24 hours, which was also nice. Then keep in mind, I did do a trip with friends before that, so I did know like everything about Amsterdam before I only went for like one day. Then I went to France, I went to Paris, and then I went to Rouen, which is R-O-U-E-N. That's where Joan of Arc was, where she ceased to exist. Then I went to Versailles to see the Palace of Versailles. That was awesome. And then I spent some quality time with friends in Toulouse, which was really great for Christmas. As you know, if you've been on my channel for quite some time, that I've lived in Ireland and I've lived in the United States. So I've obviously done a bit of traveling in both on my own as well. One that really stand out to me was my 6-week work vacation in New York City, which was really awesome. So I got to travel over weekends sometimes, and then during my lunch hour I would like go to Central Park and then just chill there with a hot dog, which was awesome for a little South African girl. And then another memorable one was when I went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida for my 27th birthday. So I went there on my own. It was super awesome. Met some awesome people while I was there. I went to Magic Kingdom and then to the 2 water parks, because I will choose a water park over a theme park any day of the week. So that was my travel adventures in terms of traveling on my own. Now that that's out of the way, let's focus on you. Now to show you that I'm in business, but I put my glasses on so that you can understand. So number 1, make sure that you have an itinerary. Now, this itinerary doesn't have to be set in stone. You don't have to have times on it. All you need is a daily breakdown of what you think you're going to be doing. Now, when I say that, I say it so that you're not rigid in your planning for your trip. So you can have my possible, let's say that I'm going to Barcelona. So what am I going to do? Maybe I'm going to go to the, well, not maybe, because there's certain things that you do have to book in advance. For example, if you're going to go view and go see the Sagrada Familia, then you would need to book that in advance. And if you're going to Park Güell, you would need to book that in advance too. But if you're going to one of the parks that are there, if you're maybe going to a museum that you can buy a ticket on the day for, or if you're even going to the beach, you can just put that on as a suggestion for the day. Oh, like I'm going to go to the beach. After the beach, I'm going to like go to some park, a free park. The next day, I'm going to go to the Sagrada Familia. After that, I'm going to go to Park Güell. And then do it that way. What I do want you to put on your itinerary that is set in stone is your move in and move out days. So your check in and check out days for your accommodation. So I know that whenever I go to a country, I only like to stay in one specific city for a maximum of 3 days. So if I'm staying for a week, I'm going to be going to 2 cities. That means I have 2 different accommodation spots. So what you put in your itinerary is the name of your accommodation, the address, as well as the telephone number. Okay? You do not have to put in restaurants where you're going to be eating, anything like that, unless you've booked it beforehand and it's a really special day that you want to celebrate or special occasion. But keep your itinerary really flexible where you can, so that when there are days that you maybe feel tired, then you can just sleep in. Instead of being a rush, now I have to get up at like 6 o'clock so that I can be on the road at 8 o'clock, because when we travel, we want our hair to look nice. We want to feel good. You want to have a good breakfast. And to be honest, when you're traveling, sometimes you're extremely tired. So I know that most days, like some days, I would leave early morning, come back in the afternoon, take a 2-hour nap, and then go out for the rest of the afternoon and the evening. Okay. Step 2. Send that itinerary to your family. So send it to your family members and to close friends, maybe your boyfriend or your best friend or your girlfriend. Send it to them so that they know where you're going to be. They have an idea of what you're likely to be doing that day. They also know where to find you in terms of where your accommodation is, where your location is. So send it to them so that they are aware of where you're going to be going and where you're going to be staying. It's extremely, extremely, extremely important. Number 3. So now I spoke about location a bit, right? So I actually have this app on my phone called Life 360, or I had it on my phone because I don't need it anymore. So I had this app called Life 360 where you can actually share your location with family members or friends. You can like add them to the group that you're sharing your location to, and you can name the groups different things. So if you don't want like your parents to see your boyfriend's also like checking where you're at, then you put like a different group with him. Then you have your parents and your siblings or whatever. So that way they know where you are or where you were last active in terms of your location. So obviously, because you have this app, it's important that you keep your location on. Now, I said keep your location on. I didn't say share your location with other people. Now, this goes into number 4. This is something that I always make sure that I do, and that is I don't post anything throughout the day. I will send pictures to my family, but on my social media, whether it's WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, especially Instagram, I do not post anything during the day. So what I have is I have this cute little Canon camera. So what I do is I download all my pictures in the evening, and then I'll post it in the evening of where I was during the day, and then I'll post the location. Never post location of your accommodation or where you are at the current time that you are at that place. It just makes room for weirdos, and you don't know who's really following you on social media, especially if you have an open account. And if you're somebody who likes hashtagging, you could be hashtagging solo traveler, hashtagging Barcelona, Italy, whatever you're hashtagging. People can follow hashtags. So I'm not saying be like a nervous wreck and like not enjoying your time, but just like be cautious. Don't be silly. You know what I'm saying? Then another thing is number 5, be cautious and be aware of the city that you're traveling to. So for example, if you're going to Barcelona, that is the pickpocket capital of the world. So you don't want to be noticeable as a tourist, and you don't want to have a backpack, because backpacks are very easy to get into, especially when I can see your zips. Because if it is visible zips, then I can easily like unzip it if I'm a professional and take your wallet or your phone or whatever out of it. What I do suggest, and what other travel blogs have also been suggesting, is take a sling bag that goes across your body. It's not hanging too low, so it's kind of like on your hip, or maybe just like on your side. And make sure that the zip of your sling bag or the clutch is faced towards you. So you don't want the zip at the, so if this is your bag and it's on the side of you, you don't want your zip here. So the part of the zip that you move, you don't want it here. You want it facing this side so that you can see or feel when somebody is zipping. Right? Does that make sense? And then, like I said, if you're going to have a backpack, make sure you have an anti-theft backpack. So when I was in France, that's the type of backpack I had. It was super annoying. I'm not going to lie, because every time I wanted something, I had to pull it over, unzip. It was annoying. When I was traveling in Barcelona in my latter days of traveling, or in Spain rather, I bought like this sling bag that was right against my body. and it wasn't one of those slings that attached on. It was a sling, like the bag, just like the fabric just came as one. And I always made sure, like I said, to put the zip where I could see it. And it was just easy access to everything that I needed. Speaking about easy access to things that you need, make sure that you're only carrying the absolute necessary things with you. So that's your camera, if you're using your camera, your cell phone, enough money for the day, or only one of your cards. Don't carry all your bank cards with you. And make sure that your passport's not with you. If you do want to have an identification like document with you, make sure that it is a copy thereof, so a hard copy thereof. Keep all of your valuables in the safe in your accommodation where you're staying. If it doesn't have a safe, make sure that it's in your luggage bag and that you have a TSA lock. And lock that TSA lock with your special pin or with the key, because I know some locks have keys as well. And then make sure that you have the key on you. Okay? And then also, I know that I'm saying be cautious, but don't be afraid to meet new people. I've met amazing people who I'm still in contact with while I was on my solo trips. The only thing is you need to use judgment when you provide them with information about your trip. Don't reveal where you're staying. Don't reveal your itinerary, especially with somebody of the opposite sex. Make sure that you're protecting yourself always in terms of your location and your whereabouts. Like I said, the fact that your family knows where you are does help a lot. Should anything go wrong, they know exactly where you were, where you were staying, and can possibly locate you because they know the area where you were, right? Next, I want to go into taking pictures. So like I said, I like having my camera with me because when I use my cell phone, the battery tends to like die really quickly. So unless you have a charger bank that you have charged already, I love using my camera. Even though the camera on my phone is pretty good because I got a Google phone, so thanks. But I love using my camera. So what I do is I look for people who are coupling. So whether it's best friends, maybe husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or family members or whatever, I look for a couple so that I can approach them and ask them, would you like me to take some photos of you? Because usually when you're only two people, it's very difficult to get photos of both of you. So then what I do is I become extremely extra. Now when I say this, I know I like stand on top of things, I bend really low. I provide them with suggestions of how to pose, you know, maybe look at each other or have a fun photo or something that will make the moment memorable for them. They then always, like 100% guaranteed, every single time ask me, oh, should we take any pictures of you? Obviously, this is when I say, yes, please. And then because I've gone the extra mile for them, they also then mimic what I've done to go the extra mile for me. So that's one way of doing it. Next way is look for somebody who has a camera. So not somebody with a phone, but somebody that's taking like intentional pictures of either a location or their family or their friends. Look for the person with a camera around their neck or in their hands. They are the ones that are going to go the extra mile to make sure you have a perfect picture. Next is, now this may sound extremely like stereotypical, but I promise you it's not. Asians have taken the best pictures of me always. And I think it's because they're the all-time tourist. They're the all-time traveler. They've always taken the like most stunning pictures of me, like the ones that I post on Instagram, on Facebook, the ones I use as like my backgrounds to certain things, or like my pictures on Chatz with Charnie. So it's probably taken by an Asian 100%. So that's the fourth or third avenue that I take. So yeah, I hope that that helps you. Please do not be afraid to ask people to take pictures of you, because 10 to 1, they need you to take pictures of them too. You're not the only solo traveler out there. There are many others, and I think that we all deserve to have a good picture of us in front of a sunset, or us in front of a beautiful architectural designed building, or in front of a beautiful ocean with like palm trees, or in front of Minnie and Mickey with Tinkerbell. Wherever you are, you're gonna need somebody to take a picture with you, especially if you are a solo traveler. So that is it for today's segment of Chats with Charnie. I really hope that you enjoyed this video on solo traveling and the advice that I've given. If you have any more questions, please leave me a comment, but DM me on Instagram as well, or on Facebook. I'll be leaving my Instagram handle on my exit page, but I am Charnel Hercules on Facebook as well. Please follow me on LinkedIn if you'd like to as well. I am more than willing to respond to an inbox message with regards to traveling abroad, moving abroad, solo traveling, on anything. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and share it with your family members as well, and your friends who would like to travel abroad or travel alone. And I hope that once we can actually travel, when the borders open, when we can pack our bags, pack our suitcases, and we can get our flight tickets, I really hope that you do take that opportunity to venture out and do the things that you've always wanted to do, but maybe just had a lack of motivation or lack of encouragement. And yeah, God bless you. Have a super awesome day, and I'll see you next week on Chats with Charnie. Bye.